We have about a quarter left in the NBA season, and the Western Conference is super competitive right now, so let's talk about the seeding. Currently, the Timberwolves are the number one seed. I don't think they'll finish there. I do think the number one seed at the end of the season will be the OKC Thunder. They have the ninth easiest schedule left in the association, 8-2 in their last 10. They're second in offensive rating, 11th in defensive rating, 44% from three, 50% from the field in the last 10. They're playing some of their best basketball down the stretch, which to be a number one seed, you need to do play the best basketball down the stretch, which they're doing right now. Shea is playing out of his mind. Everyone's been fairly healthy. We haven't had to worry about injuries for them throughout the season, so I'm not worried about anyone getting hurt. As long as everybody's here, I'm confident in them being the number one seed. That doesn't mean they're going to do too much in the playoffs, but I'm confident in them being the number one seed. Coming in at the number two, I got the Timberwolves dropping down to two, which isn't bad. That's fine. Recently, they're first in defensive rating. They're shooting 48.5% from the field, which is 10th. Eighth in offensive rating. They blow out bad teams. They play 7 teams that I guarantee they will win. 7 games against bad teams. I'll, I'll get to the Lakers later, of course, but just as an example, the Lakers, when they're playing a bad team, it's not, you don't tune into that game like, okay, Lakers are about to beat their ass. Like, you don't really know what's gonna happen. But the Timberwolves is not like that. When the Timberwolves are playing a bad team, you know they're gonna beat them. And to be a top 3 seed, that's exactly what you need, and they do that to a T. So I got the Timberwolves chilling at the number 2 seed. Coming in at the number 3, I got the defending champions, the Denver Nuggets. I think for matchup purposes, it makes sense for them to stay at the number 3 seed so that they can avoid the Minnesota Timberwolves as long as possible, and they'll be avoiding the Clippers if they're the number 3 seed until the Western Conference Finals. In this world where the Thunder are the 1 seed and the Nuggets are the 3 seed, instead of having to play the Timberwolves in the second round or having to play the Clippers in the second round, you get to play the Thunder, which of course isn't a slouch because they're the number 1 seed, but they haven't been in the playoffs before. They haven't seen this kind of scenario and what this kind of pressure looks like as a team. So a team that's coming off a finals appearance and winning, I'm confident in the Nuggets wanting to stay at the number 3 seed. If I'm the Nuggets, I want to stay at the 3 seed. Obviously, they haven't been playing amazing basketball as of recently, 6-4 in their last 10. If they wanted to be a top 2 seed, they wanted to be the 1 seed, I think they easily could be. But for seeding purposes and playoff matchup purposes, it makes sense for them to want to stay at the 3 seed. Coming in and staying at number 4, I got the Los Angeles Clippers, 6-4 in their last 10, 34% from 3 in the last 5. That is a problem. I'm not too worried about it because they have stars on the team, and every player is going to go through their slumps throughout the season. You're not going to shoot great one game, you shoot good the next game. I'm not worried about the Clippers because they have people that are going to make shots, so I'm not too worried about that. They have the ninth toughest schedule left in the association, which I'm not too worried about because they have 4 games ahead of the 5 seed. So I don't think they'll drop down to the 5. I think they'll be able to stay right at 4. They should be able to stay afloat. And again, for seeding purposes, it makes sense. So they wouldn't have to see Denver until the conference finals, which if I'm the Clippers, that's exactly what I want. Also, as an NBA fan, I'd love to see the Clippers Nuggets as a Western Conference Finals. Then we really get to see the strongest team go to the finals out of the West. Because if they play in the 7-game series and the Clippers come out, we know the Clippers are the best team in the West, no question about it. Or if the Nuggets win, we know they're the best in the West, no question. So yeah, I got the Clippers staying at number 4. Coming in at the number 5 seed, I got the Dallas Mavericks jumping up. I'm super high on the Mavericks. I don't think, of course, this is going to be their championship season, but I do think they'll make a run in the next 3 years. I really like the core that they have together. Daniel Gafford has been playing really impactful minutes, so has PJ Washington. 18th hardest schedule left in the association. They're 8th in offensive rating, 5th in defensive rating since they've made their trades for Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington. They're shooting 38% from 3 since they picked them up, which is good because I was expecting that to drop. The attempts has dropped, but the percentages is staying up, which is solid. I am a little worried about the spacing. I'm not too worried about it, but Maxi Kleber is your stretch 5, and I think having a stretch 5 or stretch 4 is really important for this team, and he's not playing his best season ever. He's been playing good the past couple weeks, but it's not enough to where I think they're going to jump up to a 4 seed, but I do think they're going to jump up in the standings to get to the 5 seed because Jason Kidd is a defensive-minded coach. We've known that about him his whole career, and now that he has 2 players that I wouldn't say you know them for defense, but PJ Washington is a better defender than he is an offensive player. And Daniel Gafford is one of the 3 players in the league to be averaging 2 blocks and a steal behind AD and Wemby. So I'm not saying he's top of the top, but that's an elite tier to be in to be averaging 2 blocks and a steal as a big man. Well, really as anybody to be 2 blocks and a steal. That's great. So yeah, I'm fairly confident in the Mavericks jumping up here. I think they're gonna keep winning games. I think they're 7-3 in their last 10. I think they're just gonna keep winning games for right now. So I got the Mavericks coming in at number 5. This is where things get tough, and I might change my answer. I might not. I don't know. I got the Suns chilling at the 6th seed. Now, the reason being isn't like schedule, because if you look at their schedule, you're going to say, oh, they're dropping. The Suns do have the toughest schedule left in basketball, and for that reason, I could easily see them falling to 7 or 8. But Bradley Beal, if they're all healthy, Royce O'Neal here is the point of attack defender. It's a game changer. Like, I know it's not, we're not looking at like a prime Royce O'Neal, but the idea of Royce O'Neal and him, when he is on the court, he's playing good minutes and he's playing good defense. He just needs to keep knocking down that shot. If he can knock down that shot, I'm very confident in the Suns. They're 5th in points in the last 5, 10th in defensive rating in the last 10. I'm fairly confident in the Suns. Not too confident, but if everybody is healthy, of course, then I'm confident in them coming in at the 6th seed and avoiding the play-in. Now for the play-in, the first team I got at the 7th seed for the play-in tournament is the New Orleans Pelicans. This could obviously change depending on injuries for them. My main thing with them is if CJ McCollum is not out for extended amount of time and he's playing most of the games for the last quarter of the season, I'm confident in them coming in at the 7th seed. They're 15th in offensive rating, 6th in defensive rating in the last 10. Dyson Daniels is out with a torn meniscus right now. But what came down to me picking the Pelicans over the Kings at 7 and 8 is that they busted the Kings 3 times out of 4 in their. They busted the Kings 3 out of 4 times in their games against them so far this season. They haven't played that 4th game yet, so they're 3-0 against them so far. And I know that's not actually how seeding works, but if it does come down to it, if they are tied, the Pelicans will win that. So for that reason, that's kind of why I took the Pelicans over the Kings at 7. But I feel good about the Pelicans if they're healthy. I know, of course, Dyson Daniels isn't going to magically come up and come back. But, well, actually, if you look at Dyson Daniels' stats and you don't really watch the NBA, you probably think I'm crazy for saying that Dyson Daniels actually matters, him being on the court for them. He plays 20 minutes a game and averages like 4 points, 2 assists. But, like, his minutes are very impactful, and he's important to that team. So him not being there, I don't think it's too much of a game changer, but it definitely does change some things for you. But like I said, if CJ's healthy, then I got them coming to the 7th seed. If CJ is not healthy, I think they'll be the 8th seed, and the Sacramento will come up to the number 7 seed. I'll just jump right to Sacramento. I think they easily could be the 5, 6, or 7 seed if they go on a run here. But the De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis minutes haven't been looking great this season. It's not like last season where you could come in and just surprise everybody and be a top team. They know what to expect. Teams understand that you're gonna run the pace. You're gonna run the offense through Sabonis. You know what the Kings are gonna do. It just comes down to their defense, and their defense is 20th in the last 10 games. But they are top 5 in offense. But 20th in defense is what scares me. I wouldn't be too confident in a team to climb up the standings or jump in the standings that has the 20th defense. Obviously, they could turn it around. It could be better. I think ideally they need to be top 13, 14, but I don't know if that could really happen. There are a lot of good defensive teams. Well, not a whole lot of good defensive teams, but there's a good amount of defensive teams, at least better than the Kings. But yeah, I got the Kings coming in at the 8th seed. Coming in at the number 9, I know this is where a lot of people have been looking forward to, the 9 and the 10 seed, the Warriors and the Lakers. Right now, the Lakers are the 9 seed. I want to make that clear. As of today, I think the Warriors will jump up and be the 9 seed. I think the Lakers will finish at 10. Reason being, the Warriors have the 5th easiest schedule left in basketball. Curry, of course, since we've come back from the All-Star break, it hasn't been anything insane. But right before the All-Star break, he was playing like the best stretch of 7 games like in the history of Steph Curry. Like, playing out of his mind, like ridiculous things. So I'm confident in the Warriors jumping up here. I just got a notification on my phone 20 minutes ago that Chris Paul is now active. So that jumps them up for me. I don't think it'll jump them up to be an 8 seed, but I do think they'll go ahead of the Lakers and be the number 9 seed. 8-2 in their last 10. They've been beating bad teams, and they've been in competitive games with good teams, which is all you can really ask for as a 9-10 seed or around that range. Just be in the games. And as long as you're beating bad teams, I'm confident in you. That's one of my main things about whether you're a contender or not to me, is if you can beat up on bad teams, I'm confident that you'll be all right. I don't think the Warriors will be a contender by any means necessary, but they do beat up on the bad teams, which is important for them. Coming in at the 10 seed, like I was saying, the Lakers. I don't have a whole lot to say about the Lakers, but they do have the 5th toughest schedule left in basketball. Like I've been saying this whole time, and like I said at the beginning of this video, they don't blow out bad teams. They're in a lot of competitive games with bad teams, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And against good teams, they get blown out a lot. So the whole Spencer Dinwiddie thing isn't moving the needle enough for me, is what I'm trying to say. I understand that people like Spencer Dinwiddie is a great player, and we can't deny that. I can't deny that. But he's not moving the needle enough for me to say that they're going to go on a big run here. I think when I made my trade deadline video, I had a picture of Rob Pelinka up there as a missing poster, because I think it's ridiculous that they didn't make another move. I think it's so stupid. Like, it's so stupid they didn't make another move. I like the Spencer Dinwiddie thing. It's not moving the needle for me. That's it. Like, that's just it. Like, I don't think the Lakers have the star power. Well, they have the star power. That's wrong. Let me take that back. They have the star power. They don't have the surrounding pieces. Spencer Dinwiddie is not going to move that needle. He's not going to make it so you're a top 5 seed. If you're a Lakers fan, you better not expect that, because that's going to piss me off. Even though y'all are like 7-3 in the last 10, I don't care. Like, I just don't care, honestly. So that means the play-in would look like Pelicans, Lakers, Kings, Warriors. That's perfect. Like, that's actually perfect. Kings and Warriors, classic right there. Zion versus LeBron, that's so much fun. So that'd be perfect for the NBA if that were to happen. If that were to happen, Pelicans versus Lakers, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to take the Lakers. Even though I'm trash talking them right now, I think I'm still going to take the Lakers, because it's a one-game elimination and it's LeBron James, Anthony Davis. That's when the star power matters right there. In a 7-game series, it's not going to matter as much. But I do think the Lakers could take them in a game. We've seen them turn it on the play-in. Yeah. I'll take the Lakers in that game. Kings and Warriors, I'm confidently taking the Kings. Of course, it's Steph Curry, and it's Chris Paul, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Jonathan Kuminga. But just something in me is telling me that the Kings are going to make the playoffs this year. Just like, I mean, it's not that they didn't make it last season, but it's tougher to make it this season than it was last year. I feel good about the Kings. I feel good about the Kings taking that game. So then matchups would look like OKC versus the Lakers in the first round. And then the second round would be Timberwolves and the Kings. Third round would be, well, not third round, but like 1-8, 2-7, the 3-6, the Nuggets and the Suns, and the Clippers and the Mavericks. That's fun. That's a whole lot of fun. And Luka does own the Clippers, so that would be a fun series right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and just wrap that up here. I'm gonna say this right now, just so I can have it out there. I think that there are only 2 teams that I'm confident in coming out of the West. It's the Clippers and it's the Nuggets. Right now, the Clippers are my top team. The seeding, it does matter, but at the end of the day, when we get to the playoffs, I'm more confident in the Clippers than I am the Clippers and the Nuggets more than any other team. Boston, of course, is a favorite coming out of the East, but we're talking about the West today. So yeah, if y'all made it to the end, if you got something bad to say, something good to say, if you disagree with me, I'd love for you to comment. I want to talk to y'all. Like, y'all don't be commenting at all. So go ahead, comment some if you don't like or you do like. And I appreciate y'all making it to the end of the video, and I'm see you on the next one. Peace.